Shh. Share. Story.
Okay, in this class session, may I remind everyone to mute all your audio if you're not talking and unmute it if told to do so. If you want to participate, click the raised hand button on the lower right side of your screen, and others may chat their answers on the chat box. Today is another day to feel blessed that we are still surviving life amidst this pandemic. And I hope everyone there is all safe and healthy. This crisis is not yet over, and in some situations, it gets worse. And the least we can do is just pray over the frontliners or so called our modern heroes during this pandemic. They save lives, class, just like the heroes in fiction do. However, do you think that we only consider doctors, medical personnel, or police officers as heroes? Let's have Mikhaila Makan. Let's hear from you. In your perspective, what else do we need to add on the list that we might consider as heroes during this pandemic?
No, ma'am, we cannot consider the front. I mean, all of us can be a hero in our own ways, even if we didn't serve as frontliners. For example, our parents can also be our heroes because this time of pandemic, we know na some of them lost their job, but they still continue to look for initiative to feed the family, to support the daily needs of the family. As students food, we are also considered heroes. Despite the situation, we still continue to seek knowledge for us to be equipped in the future, and we still continue to survive. We still find ways to be in class even if it's difficult. Actually, there are a lot of things, miss, that I can add to the list, but I cannot mention all of them. But we should always remember that each one of us can be a hero because a hero is an individual who finds strength to persevere and endure despite of the overwhelming obstacles in life.
Yes, I couldn't agree more with what you mentioned, Mika, because these people behind the scenes are actually considered heroes that give contribution to the community. These people do great things but receive less or no recognition. Now, how do unrecognized heroes show their care and love to the people around them? Now, let's watch a video from a commercial ad of an insurance company in Thailand. This video is entitled The Unsung Heroes. Amazing video. This person would rather give than receive. No? He helped those people without expecting anything in return. Now, class, what do you think is the message of the video to all of us? Let's hear from Mary Gold Flores.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Mary Gold. Is it implying something? The video, is it implying something to all of
Yes,
us?
it has a very heartwarming message, and the video is also very heartwarming because we can see now every day the man on his way to work, he just repeats the process of helping people, and that is every day of his life, and he doesn't expect anything in return, and
That's definitely
yeah,
help.
he
Exactly, I agree
doesn't.
with what you answered. Definitely, no, helping others does not mean giving a bunch of money or a
Yeah,
brand new house and lot. Helping could be
yeah,
done in the simplest form. And the man in the video shared his food to the dog, assisted the vendor in the street, gave a handful of bananas to the old woman, also gave his last money to the homeless child, and saved the dying plant over a running water. Now, if you notice, this initiative comes with a little gesture. It's the little things that give him fulfillment and happiness. Now, even though he sacrificed himself over them, we can no longer call it a sacrifice, class, but it's love, that being kind is free, that showing love is free. But the question now, what is really the definition of true love? Let's find it out in the poem written by Edith Tiempo entitled Bonsai.
Bonsai by Edith Tiempo. All that I love, I fold over once and once again and keep in a box, or a slit in a hollow post, or in my shoe. All that I love, why yes, but for the moment and for all time, both. Something that folds and keeps easy. Son's note or dad's one gaudy tie. A roto picture of a queen, a blue Indian shawl, even money bill. It's utter sublimation, a feat this heart's control, moment to moment, to scale all love down to a cupped hand size, till seashells are broken pieces from God's own bright teeth, and life and love are real, things you can run and breathless hand over to the merest child. Bonsai by Edith Tiempo.
Is really an amazing or lovely poem for all of us. Now, it was written by Edith Yampo, who is a Filipino poet, a fiction writer, a teacher, and a literary critic in the English language. Edith Yampo is a morally profound fiction writer, and her writing has been described as descriptive, yet unencumbered by meticulous detail. Now, upon watching and reading the poem, how did you like it? How did you like the story or the message? Let's have Angel Gonzalez.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Or the poem Bonsai by Edith Tiempo. I really like the poem because I like how she described how she put love into very small things, to things that she can keep within her pocket. So, and that reminds her that love is found in the moment and it can be kept forever. Within those small little things. So it's really cute, ma'am.
Exactly. The poem is also an example of an objective correlative work in which the depicted concepts are abstract. Now, in this piece of literature, love is the most abstract concept. Okay, now let's proceed to the first stanza of the poem. It says here that all that I love, I fold over once and once again and keep in a box or a slit in a hollow post or in my shoe. Says here, and once again and keep in a box. This is not the literal meaning of putting love in a box. This is the ironic part of the stanza. If you truly love a person, you will not block her walls or deprive her from her capabilities. What is that thing that reminds you of true love? Let's hear from Ana Marie Cortez.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
So, the thing that reminds me of true love is not the grandiose object like the others. So, for me, it is the necklace that my mother bought to me during my 18th birthday. So, it was the first time that I received a gift from her. So, I felt so loved that time because she had saved money for that gift. So, I also appreciate her actions like preparing breakfast every day and provides us everything that we need. So with that, no, it means a lot to me, even if it seems to her that it has nothing to left to her. So thus the necklace I have is very important to me because it always reminds me how I am blessed and loved by her. So that would be all, ma'am.
That's a very good memory. Okay, for your assessment, I posted on your Google Classroom the assignment for your essay using the reader response lens.
It's easy to say I love you to someone, but it's hard to prove it and do things that show it. Instead of saying I love you, why not do things that speak the words? As they say, action speaks louder than words. And true, we appreciate it more if people do things that imply love than just merely saying those three words. No matter how small the effort were, it's the thoughts that counts. It's the love you laced inside the work or thing you do for the person that matters. I had a lot of moments where I experienced love from people around me, from my siblings, my parents, my friends, or even my teachers. The most wonderful moment or my bonsai moment that I treasure until now is this simple act. My mother always gives me the last piece of food whenever we eat together. She says every time that it's not her favorite food, that it tastes bland or it's not much of her favorite. And by that act, I feel like most lucky and loved. It makes me emotional all the time. And by that simple act of my mother, I feel much loved by her. It speaks a lot of volume to my heart. It's like 1,000 I love you cupped in a small moment.
Love isn't always grand every time we express it. Sometimes love can be shown through the tiniest actions like giving a candy or saying goodbye when you go out of the house and saying I'm home when you arrive. Love is not always about teddy bears, surprises, chocolates, and bouquets, but love is about morning coffees, kisses on cheeks and foreheads, on breakfast together. Love is not extravagant because love is all about consistency and assurance. Now, this is full grown love shown through the tiniest actions, and these are called bonsai moments. I have a fair amount of bonsai moments, and the best ones are with my parents because, for example, my father, when it was still in face-to-face classes, would always wake up early and prepare me meals so that I wouldn't have a hard time. He would also give me lift to the jeepney stop so that I can secure a proper seat, and he would only leave the jeepney stop if he saw me sitting properly inside the jeep. My mother too would always prepare my lunchbox, and that whenever I come home from school, they would always leave me a portion of my meal, always thinking about me and how hungry I must be. So these are the most precious moments that I regard as bonsai moments because they have shown their love to me with these simple actions, and I love it every single time.
Poem reminds me of the love I have for people and of the memories I have with them. If only I could keep them in my pocket and bring them with me wherever I go, I would do so. If only I could scale them down into little objects just so I wouldn't have to cry when I miss them. But no, I can't. So what I do is that I keep every little thing that reminds me of the people I value. For example, my best friend. We're distance away from each other, and whenever I miss her, I'll just look at our pictures and do all the things that remind me of her, especially the handwritten letters, toys, and other stuff she has given me. Bonsai also reminds me that small things can have a huge effect in a person's life, especially if those things remind you of the people who hold a special place in your heart.
Yes, I totally agree with what they have told to us. No, it's we fall on the simple details that the person or that thing would give us. No, according to Shiny, it's the little things that are special. Okay, let's proceed to the group two.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to the special episode of MMK. This is Ati Mikay, your storyteller. For today's special episode, we will talk about bonsai moments. What are bonsai moments? Bonsai moments refer to small ordinary moments in life that can be translated as true love. But sometimes we often forget to recognize those small efforts of love because we are blinded by bad moments and fancy things without realizing the great efforts behind those bonsai moments. Each of us have a different bonsai moments to share. Let's watch this. As for me, my father is the one whom I have bonsai moments. I can still recall when I was in grade 4, our teacher asked us to bring some lanterns for our school project. And when I got home, I told my father about that project, and he suggested that instead of buying, he will make one for me. And I can still remember the process of making it. My father used recycled materials such as bamboo sticks, thick bamboo thread, green garbage bag, and some tin foils from my old pom-poms. However, I didn't appreciate the lantern he made, and I was hesitant to submit it in school because I envy my classmates whose lanterns were new and were bought from stores. And when I submitted my project, my teacher liked it, and she even asked me who made this. I told her it was my father who made it. And from that experience, I realized that my lantern was the most beautiful lantern that was decorated in our room because it was made with love. And I can feel how my father loved me so much by expressing it through making that lantern. And I consider that lantern as the most special lantern that no one could ever have because it has a sentimental value that is incomparable to all those lanterns owned by my classmates that were ready made. And from that, I realized that love isn't measured on material things. Rather, it is made with efforts, patience, and of course, with love. And I love my father so much, and he will always be the best papa for me. And that is my bonsai moments.
In this lifetime, there are moments which we consider to be special. May they be little moments like your crush giving you chills when you were still in high school because he gave you flowers on Valentine's Day, or big achievements like you getting accepted in your first job. We all have the moments, our moments that we live for. We all have our bonsai moments. And as for me, my bonsai moment would be when I got accepted into my school, Cebu Normal University. It happened on May 2, 2018. And when I saw my name on the list, it was number 38 to be exact. I could not contain my tears of happiness, since it has always been my dream to study in the school. I have always admired and looked up to CNU, and I did not enroll to any other school since I really wanted to give my best shot in this school. And now that I am here, I am hoping to graduate soon enough, still in this school. It's only a year ahead, and I hope that I will still I will graduate in this school since it's already been 3 years that I did my best and still continue in doing my best in this school. Since we all choose, it's our responsibility to choose our own kapoy. That would be my bonsai moment.
My bonsai moments are those times when we travel because it does not happen all the time, and during those travels, I always feel genuinely happy because we always laugh. We had chances to talk about life, our future, and those times during our childhood. We always reminisce the past, think about the future, and laugh, talk seriously, talk funny. Everything that we do not do most of the time are done during our travel. And for me, that is a very special moment. It may be ordinary to some, but for me, it is those best moments I will always cherish in my life.
I was so skinny back then because of my hyperacidity. Well, my parents would limit me with what food and fluid I should take to not trigger my hyperacidity. Oh, I remember drooling over sodas and coffee, but not allowed to take or to drink it because it would cause acid reflux. I remember not being able to eat as much food as I want to because I knew I would vomit and suffer from a stomach ache. Well, today I am thankful to my mom and pop. They knew how much I love the taste of coffee. So every time they have their morning coffee, one of them makes sure to give me my small share of coffee from their cup. Well, even though I do not suffer from hyperacidity anymore, well, it satisfies me. It satisfies my heart, my mind, and my tummy. This is just one of my bonsai moments I have that I would not mind sharing if someone asked me to.
And that's it. We have heard various bonsai moments. Those moments were a unique experience from each one of us. Moments that no one can ever take, moments that are always kept in the heart. Those stories that was shared remind us to always appreciate the little things in life because those little moments are usually the ones that brings great impact. And this is Ate Mikay leaving you this quote. It is the little things in life that matters the most. Appreciate what you have and be grateful.
Yes, it's true now that appreciation is also the practice of gratitude by noticing these everyday things that you take for granted so easily. Now let's proceed to the last presenter.
Love is consistent.
Love is immeasurable.
Love is simply pure and true, and it makes the life worth living. My mother is the person who I have bonsai moment. When I was a child, she bought cloth and sewed it using her own sewing machine. She made me a dress rather than buying in store. Definitely, she shows her love every day and is given unconditionally without expecting in return. However, sometimes I forget that those mundane efforts are come from love, and I forget to appreciate the person who always makes me feel how I am living in the universe of love. I am proud that she is my mother because her love is consistent and she gives me a wonderful home. To my mama, I love you.
When I was a kid, I remember skipping my afternoon nap just to play outside. So my mother would always scold me because of that reason. But for a number of times she scolded me, there was that one unforgettable moment. She would never let me go out to play. So I was just cried my heart out, but it did not bother her. I was crying while lying on the floor. I never stopped hoping that she would let me go out and play, that she would give in. But my mother was kept on scolding me, telling me to stop, telling me to stand up. But I did not until I fell asleep. I guess after sleeping for an ample of time, she woke me up and handed me my jackstones and told me to that I can go out and play already. So I guess I can never forget that moment in my life with my mother because simply recalling it reminds me how much she loves me, though I was very hard headed. Her scolding means how much she cares for me and only wants what is best for me.
As for my bonsai moment, I adore the little things that my father expressed towards me, even though we spent some little time together, only those days when he disembarked from a month-long sea journey. And I cherish those moments since that were the only times that I would be able to get together with my father and talk about life, education, updates, and also the future plans. And every little thing that we do in life, we must give it with love, care, and compassion for it to grow as a whole beautiful bonsai moment, not just for our lives, but for other people as well.
Wow, your presentations are very great, and thank you for the effort of doing it. So, before we end our class, I will leave you a quote from Marcel. She said that let us be grateful to people who make us happy, because they are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. Good afternoon again, everyone, and see you next meeting.
Goodbye and thank you,
Goodbye.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.